Hi, my name's Jason. Today I want to show you an add-in for Microsoft Project that can save you tons of time and just make your life a whole lot easier when you're working with a project schedule. This is part of the SSI analysis tools, and it can be found right here in the middle of the SSI analysis tools ribbon. The tool I'm going to be talking about is the Toolbox tools. You'll see if I select this little arrow to the right side of the words Open Toolbox, I get a list of the most common and popular tools that are available to me. These include things like adding a common predecessor or successor to a list of tasks or activities in my schedule. I can also add a common prefix or suffix to a list of activities. I can use the makes text proper case to ensure that all of the text that I have selected has proper capitalization. And I can even use the trim text tool to remove any unwanted trailing or leading spaces on my text or name fields. Last, I have this tool called the SSI status toolbar that I can turn on or off. This is something you may be used to in Excel that isn't available in Microsoft Project without SSI tools. But this is going to allow me to simply just select a list of activities in the schedule. And you'll notice down here at the bottom, the status bar in Project, I'll get a quick count with a sum of the remaining work and the remaining cost for the activities that I have selected. Now I want to quickly demonstrate how each of the other tools in the toolbox work. To start, if I wanted to add this activity called Conduct Critical Design Review, which is line 73 in my project schedule, to a list of activities, for example, this list just below, but I don't want to have to go through and add this predecessor onto these activities one at a time. I can simply just select the entire list of activities. I can open my toolbox menu and click this very first option that says Add Common Predecessor. When I do that, this form opens for me right in the middle of my screen. The first option that I can choose is whether I want to identify that predecessor by its ID or line number or its unique ID. And like we mentioned before, I want to add the Conduct Critical Design Review, which is ID or line number 73. So I'll just enter 73 right here. Now I have the ability to choose how I want to establish this relationship. If I click the drop down, I see I have all four relationship types options: the finish to finish, finish to start, start to finish, or start to start relationship type. I'll keep my selection set as finish to start. And once I'm happy with all my selections, I'll just click add. I get a message box that those predecessors have been added. And when I click OK, you can see indeed all of my selected activities now show ID 73 has been added as a predecessor. This tool would work exactly the same way if I wanted to add a common successor. All I would do is choose the option here that says Add Common Successor. The next tool I want to show you is the tool that adds a common prefix or a common suffix to a list of selected activities. In my example project, I have my milestones all listed at the very top of my project schedule. Say I wanted to add the common letters MS, representing milestone, at the beginning of each of these selected activities. But I didn't, again, want to have to go through and do that manually one at a time. No problem. All I have to do is select these activities, click my drop-down menu in my toolbox, and choose the option that says Add Common Prefix. Again, when I choose that option, I get a form that opens for me. This allows me to choose the text that I want to add to the beginning of the existing text that I have selected. I'm going to enter the letters MS with a space, a dash, and then a following space. The tool does note for you that if you want that space between the existing text and the text that you add, that you do need to add it in there. And as soon as I click OK, you'll see for all the activities, the milestones that I had selected, I get that prefix MS added to the beginning of the existing text. Again, the tool would work exactly the same way if I wanted to add some text or a suffix to the end of the existing text using the Add Common Suffix option. The next tool I want to show you is if you have some capitalization errors going on in your schedule. For example, I've set up some activities in my schedule intentionally to have capitalizations in the wrong places. Again, all you have to do is select the activities that you want to check the text on, make sure that everything is capitalized appropriately. Click the drop-down menu and select the option that says Make Text Proper Case. You'll see as soon as I did that, all of my selected activities, the words have a capital letter at the beginning, everything else is lowercase, and then a capital letter at the start of the next word. This tool is going to work for any text field in your schedule. It doesn't just have to be the name field. And it's also going to work for acronyms. So for example, I have some activities here where I have the letters PDR representing preliminary design review. If I were to use the tool here to make text proper case, you'll notice the tool did not update the letters D and R after P to be lowercase because it knew that if there are multiple capital letters in a row, those should be capitalized. The last tool I want to demonstrate for you is a tool called the Trim Text tool. The purpose of this tool is to remove any preceding or trailing spaces from the text fields in your project schedule. What I see happen all the time is people will accidentally put in some spaces either at the beginning or the end of the text fields in their project schedule. Not only is this annoying because you can see that the alignment of the text here isn't matching, but it also can cause problems if you're using your project to export to other tools. Again, this is no problem with SSI tools. All you have to do is select the fields that may have trailing or preceding spaces. Click the menu and choose Trim Text. You'll see now these two fields where I added some preceding spaces. Those are gone. Also, the trailing spaces here are gone as well. And just to be thorough and make sure that this doesn't exist on any of the activities in my schedule, I can select the entire field and click Trim Text just to make sure that those trailing or preceding spaces don't exist anywhere in this entire field. These are just a few of the tools that are available with SSI tools that can make you more efficient and help you get the most out of your Microsoft project schedule. If you have any questions or would like to learn more, please contact us at ssi@ssitools.com and we would love to show you more. Thanks and have a great day.